Hello everybody, welcome to the stream. Let me know if you can hear me okay. Just double checking my mic's actually on. Does help. A little bit of a setup today. I've got it on full screen instead of inside the tablet display. Looking at the screen here for my what you guys can see. But basically, chat's in front of me, iPad's down here, camera's forward, clear headset mic in, and the plan is to do a use some art software and do some more in the illustration, kind of like progress Elma for Dragon Maid. As you see on screen, I've got it set up in 3 different apps, depending which one gets picked. However, I am extremely rusty on Sketchbook and I have not had much experience in Clip Studio, so this could be interesting. Do a couple hellos. Galaho19, I'm not sure if you're still here, but hello. Tegan, hello to you too. And Omega Prime. I've returned from my journey of the multiverse and I have more ways to destroy the multiverse department. But while you've been away, they've got more ways to counter destruction of their department. So let's see what you've got. Bring it on. Started a bit earlier than was planned for the stream, probably about almost half an hour earlier, and just giving it a bit of time for the poll to go. So if you've got any questions, Q&A stuff at the moment, or anything you want to know, then just drop it into the chat and we'll answer that. And yeah, we'll just take it from there. So like I say, currently I've got it set up with multiple layers on different ones, so I'd have to probably do the progress from Procreate to do the whole selection area. But as you can see, the 3 apps are ready to go. But if you haven't got any questions for me, what's your favourite app to use for your art or your digital art? Or what mediums do you use? And let me know in the chat so I can converse with you guys about it. Sent SU. I don't understand that, Omega Prime. A mistap. Oh, that makes more sense. Cool. So, why you guys just... why do we always get tiebreakers in the poll? Hey, Kingpin. I put 3 different apps to use, and I've got them on screen. So we've got Procreate, Sketchbook, which is basically the iPad version of what Popcrotch uses, and Clip Studio, which is the full version of the app, same as what I've got on the computer. I haven't had much experience. But the poll's basically between these 2. Neck and neck. Which one did you vote for, Kingpin? And if you haven't voted, vote. Please vote. The poll's been going for like 10 hours, almost, and it's only had 7 votes. It shows how many people jump into the stream on my channel before it actually starts. But yeah. Also got a rather nice little Marvel mug here, or glass, which is quite cool. You went for Clip. Awesome. Let's see. Sent a horde of Xenomorph Transformer hybrids. That's fine because Nexum's put up their anti-Xenomorph defense system, which he first set up on my house because Benjamin Neal keeps sending Xenomorph hybrids, Tyranids, basically weird fusion concoctions of Xenomorphs to attack everybody. So they got the defense system sorted for that one. You need to find a new creature to send. Yeah, I guess just got to give it a little bit longer to see what's happening. I did ask if anyone's got any artist questions or anything, or questions about like the software and stuff, because I've got an idea on some aspects of the software. But again, I haven't even configured Sketchbook with preferences or Clip Studio properly with preferences. I've just learnt where some of the buttons and stuff are on Clip Studio the other day, which means it's going to be a rather interesting video when we get started. But if it's a poll, then it's a case of I'm going to have to start another poll to do between Procreate and Sketchbook. Oh, Sketchbook's now in the lead. Oh, this is just... Who changed their vote? It's because I said Potcross uses it. Everyone's like, yeah, do that one, do that one, do that one. But we'll see what's happening. I don't think I can get chat working with Discord at the moment. I'm surprised it's actually loading what I've got currently. My plans are eventually to be able to do the pen display, which I monitor stuff on, to actually have that to be drawn on and not have too much of a delay. So I can do Clip Studio on there, and then I can kind of like do different apps and stuff. But Clip Studio on here has got the full app as well, so it is quite cool. That it's got the full application inside of it, so it's got all the things set up, like the selection. Sorry, get the pen out. Like the selection pen that you can do to select certain areas and shapes certain way. So it's got all the cool stuff for that. Which is quite nice, and kind of like all the whole deselects and stuff, which is good. This one's a bit more trickier. I've got it set up. I know where stuff like the gradient is and that, but I've not got much experience on it between them and the brushes, which means that this could be rather interesting. And then obviously we've got Procreate, which is the one I use as standard. So it's just a case of figuring out which one we're going to use. Dragon Ball Z, yeah, the Saiyans. Oh, that'll be an interesting one. Galahad 19, well, the current one for part 2 is going along okay. It will be dropping this week. As I say, I've had to take a bit more of a relaxed approach to releasing content at the moment to try and catch back up, just to avoid burnout. So I have done all the artwork. I've done most of the scripting. I just need to edit it and record the last few bits, which I'm hoping to get in the next day or two. And then, yeah. We've had a couple submissions for the next redraw, which is designing an offspring of characters from the channel. So Loki, Nexum, Demonica, the new Godslayer. There's a reference folder, and I'll be putting a link up at the end of the next video to a Google Drive document, basically a PDF or something with reference images of them all. So that's not going too bad. Tegan. Oh, okay. Oh, Tegan, you've lost your membership. No. Okay. You really think you can beat me? You're talking to the Slayer of Gods. Slayer of Gods. You want to see power? I'll show you real power. You think you've got power? So did those foolish gods, and I slayed one of them. Let's see what you can do, you mere pussycat. Infinity Stone Enhanced Green Lantern Corps. Okay, I can hold off for a while on them, but that's going to be a tricky one. I'll have to see what I can do about that. And that's definitely not something I was expecting to be coming my way, Omega. Yeah. Okay, so Sketchbook's winning. No, the deadline for the next redraw is August the 16th for the Offspring one, because of the fact that it's a two-parter for this redraw. So August the 16th is for the creating the Offspring of the characters, and part 2 of the last redraw is going to be on the... Well, this week it's going to come out. So that's how that one works. Right, it looks like Sketchbook's won. We've got a winner. So I'm not sure what's going to happen in this, but I'm going to close that, go on to that. And I'm going to use a bit of software I have not used before. Or last time I used this was when I got the first iPad a couple years back. So this is going to be really interesting. But yeah, drop your questions in chat. And yeah, let's try and get my mind round. Okay, so that's the layers. Blending color label. Oh. Okay, can't delete that layer because that's red. Perfect. That works quite nicely. How do we lock the layer? Ah. That's a... Okay, so that's locking the layer. I am learning as I go along, so you guys take the best chance to study as I do this. So I can lock the layer. So that's those layer options there, which is fine. If I create a new layer, I've got... Right, so we can delete opacity and stuff, so that's fine. So we can make new layers and stuff. I can start recording this for time lapse, so why not? Let's just have a go at that. Oh, Thunderbirds, thank you so much for saying good luck. I'm going to need it. So I need to figure out the selection tool. So selection here. That's a 1 selection tool. Tolerance. How does Popcross do this? In this app, I mean, I know this is like a... How do I turn that to a reference layer? That's locking the layer. But how do I turn that to a reference layer? There's got to be a way to make it a reference layer so that it's... it's picked up. I mean, I could just... tap in these, but I want to eventually be able to add on each selection, so each time I tap it adds. Okay, we're making progress. We are somehow getting there. Wait, what am I doing? Let's select the... Ah! So that's why I can't do that. Where is it bypassing these selections? So this is the interesting thing. I'm learning how the tools work on this, which is quite interesting. Galho19's got a question. Which aliens are the strongest? Kryptonians, Viltrumites, or Saiyans? Technically, on a power scale, for pure power, Saiyans would be, because they enter the God stage. Kryptonians are supposed to be some of the strongest in the universe, alongside the Yellow Sun. Viltrumites and Kryptonians are probably level. I'd say Saiyans would probably be the strongest, just because of the fact Saiyans can get to what they call God level. However, a Saiyan versus a Kryptonian, like Superman, who holds back all the time, then doesn't hold back, it could be quite interesting. But Viltrumites get stronger as they age, like Asgardians. So, how old's the Viltrumite? That's a key question. Omega Prime sent an antimatter enhanced Black Lantern corpse. Dempsey, how to copy is to select what you want to copy and go to layers and copy and paste over the layer thing. I will give that a go in a minute. I'm trying to select the outline of everything to do that. Galahad19, I already answered that way back up in the chat. You might be able to see it. But basically, I couldn't find a good reference for the face, and this was the more common pose and that to make it more recognizable. It's also a good way for me to practice other aspects, like the clothing and stuff, when I go to do shading and rendering later. Which would be quite good. I'm trying to get an anime feel on this one, which is going to be interesting in this program. I don't know anybody who's done it in this program before, so this could be quite a new experience. This going to be very hard battle for the Mortiverse fight. It does seem like it. It definitely does seem like it. Right, let's just bring that down. Where is it actually picking it up through from, though? Because it's picking up... Oh, okay, I see what's happened. And that's my bad. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. I can work with this. Transform. That's nudge. So what's happened basically, guys, is the whole bottom bit wasn't off the canvas. So when I was trying to select and trying to figure out why the selection tool was having a bit of a head fit, as it were, it wouldn't select anything on the outside bit that we've got because it was coming up the bottom of, coming up kind of like the bottom area, which is a, yeah, it's quite a nuancy little thing, that, which is quite interesting to see. But also, oh, the only thing I've changed on this since the last stream was this little bit here where you've got the smaller triangle that's selected. So let's cancel. So this little bit in here that I'm just scribbling in, I just moved this bit up a bit. That was all. Nothing else but that. Right, where's the selection tool? How do I invert this? Ba-dum. Nope. What's the... Ah, that's it. I'm learning things. And I just want to create a fill color in there of a tolerance and change the color to be perhaps just a lighter shade of the grey. Yes! You'll see me get very excited on the stream and doing like, yes! Hey Justin, how's it going? Hey Tough, how's it going to you too? And hello! Is it... I can't pronounce your first name. I'm going to butcher it. Jura? I think it's Jura Afonso. But yes, hello to you too. And Omenheart. Wow, hello Omenheart. Long time no see. Basically I've tried to go full screen on this. I did have a poll out earlier, which was which art program and sketchbook one. I've used it on the pen display, but the application is completely different to what I've got here. So I am learning how to kind of use this to create what we've got. Now, I'm assuming I can do a clipping mask on these. Potentially. I don't know if you can. You should be able to do a clipping mask on these. So this program's completely different to what I experienced. I've not used this in however long, and I didn't even use it more than 5 minutes. So I am learning on the fly here. Galahad19 says, oh, hang on. Omega Prime says, I wonder what the narratives for my mystery, as in their attack them out of the blue. To be honest, the narrators are pretty busy at the moment, so they might not be in there. But the Department of Multiversal Matters is definitely been caught off guard by your Infinity Stone enhanced Green Lantern Corps. Hey Dempsey, guess what? I started doing a series of shorts. I mean, doing the motion challenge, working with anime. Yes, I've seen it. You've got some quite cool characters on there. I have seen the shorts when they've come up from time to time. What would you like to recommend an anime character for my sketch on my emotion sheet, or whatever you call it? Yes, I want you to sketch Will from it's a Crunchyroll episode. It's something about wands and something, wizards and wands or something. It's a new one, but he's a warrior character that's in the world of mages. It's brilliant. It's Will Stromford or something. I will get the information for you and stick it in a comment or something, but it's going to be a good one. It looks super good so far. I'm doing good, Omenheart. How are you doing? Justice says, Velocity, it's Halloween. Who's taking me out? Oh, Velocity. It's Halloween. Who's taking me out for trick-or-treating? Contemplating everybody our votes next to him. He's forced to do it. Be interesting. It's the motion sheet or motion chart by Magical Pouch, because Kingpin's been doing it. But yeah, I do like what I've been seeing. I'm tempted to do it myself, but with my narrators and different ones. Like, just do a whole narrator sheet. So, take one of my characters and just actually do different poses. It'll be quite an interesting thing to do. Omenheart, you've forgotten about my channel for about a month. Disgraceful. No, I won't hold it against you. It's just one of them things. Now, where's the clipping mask tool? Because there should be a way I can adjust the hue, saturation, and lightness. I can do a color balance. I can merge them down, but I can paste. But where's the... Nope, that's the layer name. 3 out of 7. I would assume there's a way to do a clipping mask on here, but apparently you can't. So let's finish the chat and then I'll jump on to that more of this in a second. I am assessing what I can actually do on this. I do feel that there should be the ability to select from within this layer, which I will lock. Literally for safety on that, I should be able to select in between stuff, which is great. But obviously there's different... some bits are open, some bits aren't, which will cause a bit of an issue. So maybe I should do the selection tool the other way, which is the lasso tool. And let's have a go at that. Oh, this is the weird one, isn't it? It kind of loops around what you're drawing for the selection. So if you go around the outlines. Wow, this is a weird tool. It's a nice way of doing a selection, but it takes some getting used to. Potcross, if you ever see this, I have mad respect for what you do on this now. So that's going to become a minus, because we want to... actually, that'll become a minus on that side, because we want to take that bit out. I'm going to add on this side to put that back in. And add on that side to make sure that that's in. Okay. So that's the first part, but I want to make sure I've got all of these parts. So I'm going to zoom in and go over some of these bits, bit by bit, because in fact, I don't even have to be on this layer, do I? I could be on this layer. I'm learning some tricks here. This is quite cool. I'm excited because I haven't done this before, so... doing these sections, which I could probably select in, but I want to go around and just get used to some of these tools. So the selection lasso tool actually is sealed to start with by the looks of thing, and it's almost like stretching it out with like pins to fill in, which is a really cool effect. Let's jump on to... There's no clipping mask on or Desktop. I'm sure there is a way to do it on the desktop version. I don't think there is a way to do it on this version. Which is a little bit of a really moment, but yeah. I mean, if there is a way and anybody knows how to do a clipping mask, let me know. But I guess with the selection tool and using the selection tool right, it is a bit longer, but it works. I can't believe you guys voted for this. You didn't. Couldn't you done Clip Studio or Procreate? But no, I had to give you the choice, didn't I? Let's see what we got. Tegan's got a skit. Hey kid, what are you doing in here? It's more quiet here than where Velocity is. You got that right. Mind if I join you for a few? She's starting to do my head in. Have you seen the trailer for the next My Hero Academia film? They made the main villain a rip-off of All Might. I mean, what the heck? I haven't seen it, but I'll have to check that out. Lemon Heart says, draw Guro from Sergeant Frog. I'll have to look that character up, but I might do that on a future stream if that was you asking me to do it. If you're asking someone else to do it, then you'll just have to wait. Oh my god, I am so messing this up massively. Wow. And so basically you can't even stop in the middle of this lasso tool or it doesn't work. You have to actually think about what you're doing properly to then make it join. This will be interesting. Just selecting the layers for the flats is going to be a... Wow. I think we might just get the flats done this stream at this rate. We might get them to colour in with shading, but we'll get at least the flat colours definitely done. What have we got? Velocity dresses up like Iron from Pokemon. She gets teased by looking like her. Why not be her Halloween costume? Possibly. Yeah, no clicking mouse at the desk. If you put the transparency lock, you should be able to colour in your drawing. Yeah, but the problem is I'm doing transparency lock on a layer, but I want to have them on separate layers, which means the transparency lock won't work because I don't have a wider range of these aspects on different layers. So it's a good idea, but I don't think it's going to do what I want it to do just yet. I just have to do the main bulk of these and then think of it like selecting to fill. I do the main bulk and then just select the next area and then just do them. I'm sure there's going to be easier ways on here and that, and I'll learn them over time, but for now it's working. Hey Ark, how's it going? Dempsey, you should draw Guru from Sir Andre Frog next live stream. I'm continuing this until I finish this one, but if you make sure to make it in the suggestions for live stream, I will put it on the list. Make sure to just add that in the comments or chuck it onto the Discord or something, Eamon Hart. That way I won't forget. I've said, you've been away for a month, but I've said I'm basically doing this as a... We selected a character and I'm kind of trying a different style out on this. I'm also trying different programs out on this. I've really bitten off more than I can chew. I wanted to try and make a more anime style feel for the design, but in doing so, for what I'm learning, or some other artists I've seen that are absolutely amazing at art, but what they do in 4 hours will probably take me about 20. So it's going to be interesting, but I'm just trying to get the bits where the skin will go all sorted, because I can do that. It makes it a bit easier for stuff going forwards. Because at least if the skin's on its own layer, I don't have to worry so much about the clothes on a certain layer. I can pick certain bits out and then have the rest almost picked out automatically. I'm not looking for perfection on this because I'm trying to learn it. I can tidy up things later. I'm just looking for getting the areas need. I started about probably 5-10 minutes ago, or 15 minutes ago actually, on this. The stream started about 9:30, 20 to 10, but we were waiting for the poll to finish to say what art software I was going to be using. So, because a lot of people have been saying like, oh yeah, do different art software, or do, you know, pen and paper. Well, I'd love to do pen and paper, but I can't do that at the moment. Right, so I select that. Actually, what's the airbrush? Where is the airbrush? It's under one of these, isn't it? Nope. Manga brushes. Have I lost the... I don't know where the airbrush is. Oh wait, no, found it. Wow. Bear with me on this, please, because I don't know where anything is on this app, so I'm learning as we go along, which is quite an interesting scenario. You're probably going to see the top of my head a lot on this one. What have we got? Which narrator... well, it's 5. You're officially free videos behind podcasters. Yeah, I expect it's going to be a bit quiet in chat until after that. I think also my chat's going to be interesting. Just make sure it refreshes the live chat every now and again. YouTube's got a thing, when you view the live chat, sometimes you've got to refresh it to make sure it's all up to date. So, where do we get to? I don't know why, but I think that adding a fireball to the picture would make it amazing. Yeah, a fireball would be quite cool. It's for the pose, but it's not going to have a fireball in the design. I don't think she uses fireballs. I don't know a lot about the character. I just know that she's a dragon. She's got a trident. Let's see, Justin. Which narrator would be a massive sports fan, so much that they have to debate about it? Dino Dinoclaw. It would be just something you add in there extra. Heart, so here's a question. Has anyone seen the anime Sergeant Frog? I've heard of it. I haven't seen it. How would Loki react to seeing another cat demon like him? Now, that's a good question. That completely depends if it's on the scent of the cat. Because if he's got another cat demon like him, as it were, it'd be quite interesting to see where it goes with that one. Okay, I want that colour? Is that a good base colour? Yeah, we'll do that colour. Okay, that works. Okay, that's worked quite nicely. I know there's some areas I need to erase if I find the eraser. Which is fine. I just want to tidy up a few of my selection bits. I know I haven't got them perfect, but the skin, if I can get the skin roughly in the lines. Oops. And then also get the selection kind of sorted. Oh my god, how much of the selection did I miss? That's when I was zoomed out doing it, wasn't it? Oh my god, I feel like I've dishonored the the whole effect of this. Wow. I don't want it to be 30. I want it to be a smaller size. That'll do. I just want to erase a few bits, which is quite interesting because I don't actually see an outline for the actual brush on here. So we got okay over here. I'd rather go over the lines or fill them, but it's actually a lot easier than I was expecting it to be for this, to be honest. I was expecting this to be a lot harder than it actually turned out to be. I'm already getting my head around how to basically do this, and then yeah, it's quite interesting that you can actually get your head around this quite quickly for what you're doing. Like I say, I've got no idea of Popcross's process on this, even after watching a live stream. For the selections, I know he selects a load round and then he takes them off and does them and does certain things with them, which is quite cool. And I think that's pretty much the same as what I need to do when I do the highlights and stuff on certain areas. But it is also a bit of a yeah, this isn't actually as bad as I thought it'd be. I will catch back up and chat in a second, but I'm actually enjoying the fact that I know roughly what I'm doing in this app. It's quite, for an iPad app, they've made it quite intuitive for a few areas, which is quite nice. So we've got skins now. So we've got skin. We had a couple layers above. I want to move skin up though. I think the skin layer should basically be near the top, because we can do then clothes underneath in a full array type thing, which would be quite cool. And I've got a reference picture to load up for that. What to draw, Arc? Oh, sorry, I missed that. What to draw? Yeah, scary face cam. Sorry, Ben, I just saw your message. What to draw? Why don't you draw... Mewtwo in a Superman outfit. Oh, another skit. Who are you? Random cat demon. Tila, and you are? Why should I tell you? Because I told you mine. Yeah, I'm not sure what accent I do for that, but because I told you mine, so tell me yours. I'm glad to hear. Okay, staying hydrated. Yeah, I'm staying hydrated. I got tons of bottles of water next to me. The stream. I'm still waiting for Metabot's art video. Heart, yes, it is on the list, but there are other ones I've had to prioritize first, which would be quite interesting. Okay, so the next bit is to do... What colour do we want to do next? Let's have a look, because I could just focus on the skin, but I kind of want to block bits out, which would be quite cool. Alright, hang on a second. I'm just about to load up the main. Okay, so I'm going to need a couple of layers. This one's going to be a... what happened? It jumped to another page. There we go. It should just be click on the character, load up the image more. 3, 2, 1, and ta-da! Cool. What else have we got here quickly? I wonder what the thoughts of the recent Dragon Slayer think of my anti-matter dragon when he comes back. It'll be an interesting one. I haven't thought about how you'd battle an anti-matter dragon. Well, you just chuck matter at it until it collapses in on itself. Landslide might do it. Depends on how strong it is. Does anyone know how to draw the strong, fat, bear physique? I don't know what it's called. Anyway, I want to give it to a character, but I keep botching it. Search... It's kind of like a big circle for the belly, and then the arms and that kind of side. Search, go on Pinterest and search bear, as in B-E-A-R, poses, and you'll get a load of like sketches that people have done and stuff in the past that might help. Ark, you asked this every stream. You asked it on Kingpins, and I answered it, and you asked it on this one, and I've answered it before. How would you draw a good vampire-like hero type? I've already answered that. I am not answering that again. Right, so I want to do a blue colour. Is there selection tool, and we'll just sort the I know it's not perfectly done. I'm not really. I will go try and zoom in and sort things out when I add bits to it, but I just want to get a rough feel for the only really dark area that we've got on her entire design. And we'll just fill that in. Oops, back to the eraser. does help to take your time when you're working on these, if you, especially when you don't know the software. Like, I don't really know it all too well, but I know enough to know. Roughly what I'm doing. Cool. So I've got to think of it in ways of building the layers back and back upon themselves, which works. Arc, you can make sad arc noises, but we've answered the question. We've answered the question. No sympathy here when you've had like 3 artists answer it on the last Kingpin stream, and I was one of them. Hey, Solarkitsune, how's it going? If you're just joining, we're working on the character, but we've moved from Procreate in the last stream to Sketchbook in this one. Maybe I should do the flats in this one and some basics, and then move it into Clip Studio for the last one on the next stream next week. That could be, and then do it in multiple art programs. That could be interesting. I'll have to figure that out. Would be quite interesting, that one. What have we got? A Nightmare Dragon, at least universe level of that threat, but in a Horde multiverse level of that. Okay, that's going to be a bit trickier to deal with, Omega Prime. It's doable, but a universe level threat means that you need a universe worth of. Maybe next time should just portal it into a dead universe full of matter. That might work. What are you? A cat demon like you? What are you doing here? Oh, she's here to annoy Loki. How do you know that? I have my ways. What do you mean she's here to annoy me? I have a question. To Monica, like... Oh, sorry. I was trying not to yawn then, as I was speaking. Let me have a drink and answer the question. I have a question. To Monica-like character, what are their name and hair colour? Sorry for asking. There's so many characters that I can't confuse. Demonica-like character. There's only a Demonica character in my list, and she's basically got red hair, black eyes with red and yellow pupils, and the name. But I don't know what you mean by, if you mean creating another one like Demonica. I don't have another one like Demonica, so I'm not sure. Yeah, Ben, I've been thinking about checking it out now that I'm doing a drawing for it. And Solarkitsune, I'm glad you know who this character is, because I didn't even know about this character until I started drawing last week, so it's going to be quite an interesting one. I'm just working on figuring out all the colours and stuff that it might be for it, and getting my head round the tool in on the iPad, you know, Autodesk, because I haven't used, as I said before, I haven't really used this before. I put a poll out saying which software program, because I know people wanted me to use other softwares from time to time, and well, this one turned out winning with 60% of the few votes we had at the start, so kind of decided why not. I had all 3 prepped, this, Clip Studio Paint and Procreate. So they're all prepped to use for this. It's just a case of yeah, I'm kind of cheating on this, because I'm actually going to just go and move the layer underneath. It does 2 things on this. It allows me to see where on, for example, this layer. Where's the pipette dropper? Where's the color picker? Can I just do that? Where's my color picker? There. I am learning where all of these bits are, which is quite interesting. I don't know. Fully about all of them, so it's kind of a... Oh, I see what's happened here. That's on the skin there. No, it's not on the skin layer. It's just not in that layer. Oh my god, how did I miss that so many times? Okay, so that's kind of starting to look like it. I mean, we might actually get the flats done quite quickly. I'm not doing any gradients like Popcross does. I want to add the gradients to this in a certain way over the top, which would be quite interesting. Does anyone have any advice on making a book of monsters and mythical beasts? Think of it on the perspective, you've got two things. You've got one that's purely factual with all the information, or you've got one that's written like a diary with some sketches and information. But look at how to train your dragon, or anything that has a type of bestiology, or bestiary. Look up a bestiary, because that would probably be your best bet to see it, or to get an idea for it. Yeah, Ben, you're right. Bestiary would be the thing for that. Selakitsune, yeah, I noticed that on some of the pictures. But I was going to have something food-wise on there, but I ended up not doing it. Oh, I didn't draw her tail in. I just realised I didn't draw her tail coming out. Okay, I will add that later. I'll figure that out afterwards. I cannot believe I didn't do that. But I also want more of that colour, because that's these bits. Should be quite interesting to see how it turns out. I just realised I didn't draw a tail. I'm looking at the reference picture and thinking, I thought this picture was lacking something at the end of last stream, and nobody mentioned it, and I'm like, where's her tail? I mean, technically it could be so you can't see it behind her, but that takes half the fun out of... Yeah. Well, that worked. I don't know what I did there. Oh, because that layer's got a transparency. No, they all have it on it. What did I do wrong that time? Anyway. Oh, is it trying to pick up a symmetry thing or a auto center of the page type thing? Come on. And I've got a fair bit to erase afterwards, but that's not a problem. I will check chat in a minute. I can see it's moving while I've got my head down here. Facecam's not really facecam. Facecam's like top of the head cam. I don't know if you guys want me to turn it off or keep it. You can vote in chat. I'm just trying to work out the bits where these are supposed to go to fill the colour appropriately. You always forget to draw the tail. Yeah, I was like, oh my god, no. I did think I could make it blurry or something in the background, but I need to draw it in there as well for the effects and stuff. You can lower the opacity of a tail. Well, to be honest, I could draw it on a bottom layer behind it and just have that done and have it like an effect or something. But I can't believe I didn't draw the tail. I'm half gutted about that. I'm like, idiot. I'm an absolute idiot for that one. Right, I've got that colour in here. That's the closest colour. That's going to be just here. Right, I can kind of cheat when it's inside of everything because it's a little bit easier to work with. Oh, I'm unhidden there. Haha. Be visible then. Yeah, I do need that. This is why I miss clipping masks. Because my brain's working in clipping masks and this doesn't have clipping masks, so I have to go in manually and plan the layer ordering. It's good practice, it's just really annoying. No clipping masks. Kingpin, wouldn't you agree? Clipping masks are a godsend. Without them, it's like a pain. And I do need to get Discord working so I can have someone else chatting while we're doing this, but unfortunately that's not a viable option at the moment. Yeah, they're amazing. It's a shame this doesn't have it, but it's not the end of the world. There's a... So that's a light purple colour. So let's go into the purples and find... that's probably it. I can cheat on this one. I can actually... But I want to take it out of that layer. Okay, I can't do that. Podcast must spend so much time going around these. It's insane. Yeah, Stella, I agree. It's absolutely the best invention going. Oh, that's quite interesting that they can hide them to look more human. Oh, yeah, there are scenes where she looks more human than how she is in this pose. So that is true. Yeah, I'm going to see what I can do with the certain bits. Dempsey, you're not an idiot. All of us make mistakes. Yeah, no, I know what you mean. But I think in clipping masks, I'm so used to going over and around, like, selecting the whole thing, that when it comes to other areas, I'm like, nah, that's fine. I'm going to try it a different way, though. Actually, that won't work on this one. Okay. Let's work this through. I'm surprised the lasso tool doesn't have a autofill function, but I'm not complaining too much about it. As long as I stay inside the main lines here, I can get a good chunk at a time. Done on the clipping mask. I would be interested to find out if Popcross actually uses the, you know, the iPad version of, or you know, or their sketchbook, or if he just sticks to the desktop version, which I expect he probably does. But yeah, it would be quite interesting to know. No one can stop me from mind controlling the lantern courts. You could if you had a psionic jammer. Should Mewtwo power be blue or purple? Blue, because he's got a pinky purple skin. Potentially. I mean, usually the power is purple, but it depends on what you're doing. Because I did say Mewtwo with Superman. So, here's an interesting combination I gave you. Well, I messed part of that up. When it's on the bottom layer, it's really easy to, on the inner section, to be able to go, yeah, that's right. I think that's the only thing selection-wise Procreate 8's got better than this to a degree. I mean, I like this lasso looping effect, but the Procreate's got the bit where you can come off it and back on it if it's selected. I'd like this looping effect where you could probably take your pen off it and then come back onto it. Would be quite nice. Okay, so in theory, that should colour fill. That purple, that's not the right colour. Not as purple as I wanted. Nope. Maybe that one. That's a bit closer to it, but I think it's more... That's it. That's the colour we wanted. Oh, I missed a bit from that layer. It needs to be... the smallest section in the world. That's let's look at any other colours that we need. So the horn's got to be that, and the hair colour. The hair's a really dark brownish colour, but it's... I have seen in other pictures they've done more of a purplish colour for the hair. Is brown leading into a bit of a purpley colour at the bottom? Reddish colour? Alright, hang on. Okay. That makes more sense. So it has two colours. No worries, Omega Prime. Thank you for joining. I will catch up with you later on, but I do appreciate it. Stella says, when I first used Autodesk, I turned a Kid Icarus character into a dragon kind of creature. That's pretty cool. Yeah, I had a Wacom Intuos Pro graphics tablet, and I've still got it actually. I could probably plug it in and use it now, but I prefer to use the iPad with the pen, or the pen display where you can draw straight onto it, which is quite cool. You can see what you're doing. I just feel that sometimes it's like with some of it, but I want to do, so it's got a dark brown colour. So if we go back up here, I think that's roughly the colour. I want an easier way of doing this. I'd like an easier way to do this, but you know, never mind. Why did I have to do it this way? Why did I have to give you guys the choice? Oh, it's because it's for content. If it's for content, it's fine. I think that's up to you, Ark. If you want to make it purple for the red part of the suit, to make it tie in with Mewtwo, that'd be quite cool. You basically want to make it look like it's part of that character, in terms of like it should be that character. It's hard to explain, but yeah. Sorry, I'm just trying to get my own head around this part of the character, because even though it's the hair, it's selecting all the right bits to classes. Yes for purple or not? Yeah, do it purple, see what happens. Why did I do so many pointy bits of the hair? I do like the fact that I can just continue drawing afterwards, like just map out another section if I think of it in blocks. That does help massively with a lot of this design, as it were. It'll be interesting to see how this actually turns out going in multiple different softwares. I thought that would be a very interesting experiment to do on this. Okay, I think that's all the main bits of the hair done, so let's just colour fill that. Woohoo, that worked. Obviously there are bits we've potentially missed on the hair going round, or we've gone outside the mark on. Only a few areas. I noticed there's one back here I did. Kind of cut across a section. Here we go. And there's going to be a few areas where it just needs a small addition. I'm not worried about every single part, but there are parts that need the elements done right on them. Her eyebrows are thin, but I'll do them the same colour as the hair. And I'll fill in the gaps in a minute. Although that does look quite cool, I gotta say. Parts of the head needs taken out, so okay, that's fine. There are parts of that. What have I done? Oh, I turned it off. I turned that layer off. Wow, that confused me. I thought, how did I turn that grey? I was generally looking to say, what have I done? How have I done it? What's going on? That's gonna need nope, you better pick up that colour. That colour. That's better. Oh, new software, new struggles. In fact, while I'm doing that, I'm erasing that there, but that needs to be erased on here. I remembered about a section. Woo! Okay. So now under that, we want the horn colour, which is more of a... I think it'd be more that colour. I will sort the other eyebrow in a minute. I haven't forgotten I need to sort the eyebrows. I do like the way the interface just disappears and then reappears when you actually catch up to it. So if they think you're going to go over the interface, if you're watching, it literally just hides and then it comes back again when you're a bit further away or you come off it, which is a real nice feature. That works quite nicely. How much time do you have? Probably about another hour or so. I will probably take a quick 2-minute break in a minute. But that's fine. That'll give you a chance to work on it a bit more. In fact, actually, I'm going to take a break now before I continue with that. So I'm going to be back in just a second. Put on the Be Right Back scene. I'm back, guys. Did you miss me? Kana is the most adorable dragon ever, also known as the eater of everything. Nothing is safe. Butterflies dead, crab dead, Celia dead. Oh, wow. Alright, so on this layer, I wanted to just make sure behind the scenes here, that's all filled in. And then go back to the skin layer. Eraser tool, and just my eyes went funny then with the light. It's better. And just erase out the bits that we don't necessarily want. That's going to be interesting now because there is going to be a gradient having to be added to this one. So this is where we alpha lock the layer. I think it's that one, and then I get an airbrush. It's manga spray, manga noise, soft airbrush. It's got that almost that color, I think. Alpha lock and clipping layer supremacy. Yeah, alpha lock works amazingly well to then be able to add the extra bits around the side of the head and stuff, because she does pick up the that bit there. And I know her base colour is actually quite dark, so what I can do is actually go onto that and just darken it down a bit more. I don't want to go too far, but just there, and just add some darkness with a soft brush, just to give a bit of a effect. I don't want it to be solid, I just want it to be enough to give that gradient, which works so well for the character there. Okay, that's looking quite cool at the moment. I quite like how that is looking. I do need to tweak a few bits in a minute, and I do need to do the eyes and stuff above this layer. And then I've got all the individual layers to try and do a selection from, which would be quite cool. Cool. Glad you're starting to get onto your digitizing stage. That's fine. Sorry, I'm just checking one or two things quickly. Well, I've got a second to do it. Cool. Hey Matthew, how's it going? Hope you're having a good evening. I'm working on this amazing piece of work, which is well, it's quite fun, quite tricky, quite interesting. I'm using Sketchbook this time because everybody voted for it on the 60% of the votes was to use Sketchbook. We had 3 choices: Clip Studio Paint, Sketchbook, and Procreate. I might actually, once we finish this, render this in the other 2 programs as well. Try and take the similar color palettes out. And then we'll see where we go from there. At the moment I am using Sketchbook on iPad to create well, if it all goes right, to create a rather cool design. I've just realised the layers I need to do this on, which is really annoying. So I actually need to do this down here. So I need to colour fill that down here. I need to erase them up here. So larger eraser. I need to erase them on the way down. So that one. Take out transparency lock. There we go, and then I can add back in. I will get back to the chat in just a second, guys. I'm just still getting my head around the app slightly. I mean, there are other tricks I will be using in this in a little bit for rendering, but that's later on in the stages. I'm currently working on this. I'm just turning Legend of Zelda characters into drag. Oh, that sounds really cool. The first one is Midna, like what if I've characters on the series, a secret set. That's a nice, cool idea. I've already started with the line art and what your for an armor I did. Barely started with the line art and what you're through an armor I did. I don't quite fully understand it, but yeah, quite far through on what we're doing. But if you think about it, I've just been doing flat colors. I've already had the line art done, digitized ahead of you. Right, so I now want to go a layer above that one. And she's got quite vibrantly blue. Oh, she's got really blue eyes, so the darkest colour is going to be at least be that one. I can't figure out how to do the eyes in this. This is going to be interesting. I will start with the eyes when I start the actual rendering because I think the eyes are what are going to make this pop. and then the skin, and then try and do the fabric. Fabric's going to be the hardest one for me. I mean, skin is difficult, but I've got a feeling that fabric's going to be like a million times harder to do. That needs to go more. There we go. Cool, so she's got that. Fingernails. What colours are fingernails? Does she have a colour on the fingernails? Do we get to see it? She doesn't. They're just plain. Okay. Okay, that's fine. I'm going to go with these pink fingernails. Same as that. And that there. I think it'll just be a nice blended in colour for the whole concept and design. I have to say, once you get into using a program on a piece, and you know, like this one, it's not too bad when you figure out the basic tricks to doing the selections. All you really need is selections, what your brushes are, and how to do the layer effects and transparencies. Wait, why am I not getting the... That's why. It's slightly off-centered, off-keeled for what I wanted to be. Oh, yeah, now I've got to go up to the skin layer and now I've got to erase it. Okay, I know how this works. Look, super fast nails. Woohoo! She painted them quick. Okay, so that's fine. Turn that layer off. Yeah, that'll do. So we've got some flats in, so it'll be interesting to see what happens. What have we got to? I killed this, you know, because I'm too busy to kill. Did armor for the last time it was stream Dempsey, and oh yeah, the armor and the magical sword. Yes, that was quite cool. Should I give Midnight's Dragon form a wolf-like face to reference the wolf link in the Twilight Princess? Possibly, or at least give some kind of feature that can resemble a wolf, that you can see it in there. If you don't do the face, maybe you do the front claws have got like a paw shape to them or something, like the legs of a wolf in the whole process bit. Ben, that makes no sense to anybody who's not seen Popcross's video, because I'm assuming Quinn Jin's quantum jumping is the character from his latest video, but most people have been in this stream since it came out, before it started, or before the video was released, so we haven't got a clue what you're on about. Right, so now I want to work on the eyes. So the eyes have it. I could do more as a flat layer. No, let's see what I can do with this. So let's alpha lock that. Her eyes are very, very unique in design. Let's see if I can get this working. Right, so the eyes need a lighter colour. So how am I going to do this? Probably the harder airbrush. Take that colour, go lighter and lighter eye, and then that's going to be like the whole bottom half of the eye, bottom half of the eye. That's still going to get brighter across the bottom because I know what the eyes do. Can add a new layer above it. Change the blending mode to glow. maybe soft glow. And then change the opacity down just enough to give a bit of a bright hook onto it. Ark stopped watching Popcross. What? Stopped watching his videos completely? Or... if you have Ark, why? I'm kind of curious. Okay, so I need to do another... it's going to be the hard brush, it's going to be that Sprang Basics. That's the hard brush, but we take it down, maybe that becomes more solid. There are certain ways to do the eyes so that you have the effects that you want, but I need to do the... whoops. Came out of that a little bit too far. I am not entirely sure how to do this, so I am experimenting as we go along on this. I am completely new to this concept on here. But in a minute it could be quite interesting. So we've got these eyes which are quite prominent and quite cool. The only reason why I watched him because I was part of Popcross Discord when he dismantled Popcross Discord. I watched him less and less and kind of watched some of the videos, but well, hang on a minute. Minecraft Transformers has become a member. As Nexum says, "Hey, Minecraft, you got it." Congratulations for being a member for 15 months. Wow. I appreciate every single one of those months, Minecraft. Absolutely do. It's amazing. How are you doing, by the way? So Ark says, only reason why I watched him is because part of the Popcross Discord. When he dismantled Popcross Discord, I watched him less and less and kind of watched some of the video, but you don't watch 90%. That's fair enough. Ben says, okay, anyone minus Ark has watched Mytholethal. Who agrees that Orteg agreeing to Tarsus' outrageous request would mean that Tanya Tomo wouldn't exist? Again, it's this things that link back towards stuff that's been in the latest video he's just released today. I've watched some of Mytholethal, but not a lot. But if there's cross-linking between story things, or you've got your connections between different episodes, it's not going to make much sense if we haven't seen them all. So that one wants to merge down. Okay, so that needs to merge down. That needs to merge down. That needs to be duplicated. And then you take your duplicated layer, you change it to an overlay, and then you lower your opacity down. It just makes the eyes pop, and then you can add your next layer on top. This is where the highlights are going to go. Now, technically, these should go right at the very top, but I want them behind the hair, and then I'll pop them up at the end. Okay, a little tick off the person that requested Trans Metal Megatron didn't even come. Oh, I hate it when people do that. Where they suggest something, and you do it in your stream, or you do it on your content, or for the video. And then they're suddenly 10 minutes in, or you do the video, and they're like, they don't even comment, they don't even do anything, or they're like, oh, yeah, see you later, bye. And you're like, but you just requested this, we're doing this, why are you buggering off? Type thing. So it's like, yeah. No, I completely understand that, Minecraft, especially when you put a lot of effort in, and what you do is tons of effort in yours. Far more effort than I put into mine, to be honest, in terms of timescales. So, unless they haven't seen it yet, that could be the other thing. Hey, Rick Spicer, how's it going? Well, thank you for jumping in and jumping out. I'll catch you on vidIQ's stream tomorrow. Minecraft, great job, and I gotta go grab a charger. Your phone's set at 4%. Yeah, make sure it doesn't die, Ark. Ben says, Dempsey, is that a female hellhound flirting with Aaronfold outside? No, because Aaronfold wouldn't flirt with a female hellhound. Cool. So next up, I want to go to the basically to the white parts of this, and I want to select an actual manga lineup pen. Yeah, let's have a try on that. Technically, this layer should go above everything, so it should be on this layer. What I want to do is I just want to add the highlights on the eye for the character. She's also got some. I'll have to do another layer and underneath that, set that to overlay in a minute. I will probably change some of these a little bit, but while she's got these, this needs to be set to, I would say, an overlay. This needs to come down in size, and they need to just do the whole, maybe up in size. Yeah, that's locked. I mean, I'm not brilliant at the eyes. I am trying to reference her eyes, what she's got in a picture. But I'm hoping I'm doing some form of justice for them with the overlay layer. I will play with the blend modes, but I'm hoping those eyes just pop. Oh, that looks nice. Those pupils just popped in a good way. That's not a problem, Rick. Thank you for joining, and yeah, have fun on your other lesson. Who likes the moniker and their hair colour? Oh, what? Out the other narrators, Ark? Nexum obviously likes it. I think they just accept her hair colour, to be honest. Won't Aaronfold flirt with a dog anyway? Oh yeah, why would Aaronfold flirt with a dog anyway? It's just weird. Yeah, it's not the weirdest thing we've had come up in chats, but yeah, it is a little bit on the. He might speak like it's his own pet child, like it's a little kid to it. You know how you have your pet cats or your pet dogs, and you're like, who's a gooder boy? Who's a gooder boy type thing. But you know, so Aaronfold be, you're a good boy. You're a good boy, lad. Or the female one, you're a good hellhound. You're a good fire-breathing lass. Did a good job slaying that beastie over there. Hey Koi, thanks for joining. And yeah, I was not expecting to use this software. I was expecting to use... have I got them open? Or is it just this one? No. So I was expecting to use Clip Studio Paint, which is this one here. Or Procreate, which is this one here. But we ended up using this one here. So yeah, going for it. And yeah, share the emojis where you've got them. There's quite a few. I like the fact that we've got more of them in there now, which is really nice. Right, so I've made the eyes pop, which is really good, and I've got a highlight layer at the top, which I can play around with. So what I want to do is I want to alpha lock that. Select that color. Now we don't actually have the. Technically, we do. I could use that. Okay, so I've got a history there. We've got current one. We've got a complementary bit from it there. We do have some form of palette thing there, and we've got taking it from pigments and water. I'm not going to use that. So we've got this. So what we want to do is up the saturation, drop the brightness, and just shift the tint over a little bit. Maybe drop the brightness a bit more. Maybe dull the saturation out a little bit. I just want a darker color. So while I'm doing this, I use this. I just want to color in. I haven't fully decided where the lighting's coming from, but I know with anime style you have this. But I don't want it to be that solid. So what I actually want is the soft eraser. And then to affect... No. Bad, John. Bad me. There we go. I want to do it on the layer above it. Nearly made an error there. Nearly made a big error there. Because what I want to do is I want to fill that in. Then I want to kind of like blend it a little bit with a soft eraser, but I don't want to affect the layer underneath it because it will erase it and you won't see it. So I've got to think about layers on this. This is so weird using different software. What have we got? We've got a little skit from Tegan. So, what are you doing here? Just clean this place up. It's a bit of a mess. Get out! No. You infuriating me more and more. Even Minecraft can't be taken out by your comments, Ben. You might have to start a new profession. Okay, that's that. I don't know what strength that currently is on, so 40% erase, and we go. That's nice. That's a very nice subtle gradient I got going there. Yeah, those eyes are really starting to pop a little bit now, which is really nice, and it's interesting to see how this is actually coming together because I was not expecting it to work quite as well as this. So yeah, I'm pleasantly surprised. Those eyes popping are just. Yeah, that just looks perfect to me. So this one, I don't think I've got a layer limit on this actually compared to Procreate because of the program it is. And I'm recording a time lapse, so this will be quite interesting to see the final time lapse at the end of this. I do think we probably need character suggestions for another one. I know we've had Thingy, the Sergeant Frog, done, but I need a couple more. So drop them in the chat and I'll have to dig them out a bit later on. Also, who's still here watching? I know Koi's jumping in and out because It's got plans later, and a few people do jump in and out, but who have we got? Because I don't actually know how many are watching, and if you're enjoying the content, you know, drop a like. Hey Kingpin, how do you think about this? Because I haven't used this software before, and I'm taking a bit of time on it, but it is quite nice to. Maybe I should duplicate the layer actually, and then alpha lock it, and then add the gradient bits onto it. That would be quite an interesting way to do it. Yep. So basically, this pipette, if I do it, it's on the bottom of the pen is on the bottom of the circle in the center. So if I want the pen, I put the pen here to get this color. I'm getting the one in the middle up there. If I wanted that color, I'd have to bring it down to almost the nose, which is interesting in a way, to be honest. But also, I need to figure out skin tone for this. Ooh. I should be drawing, but I'm doing a boss level thing instead. Oh, my video for the redraw, I needed to do it over the weekend, but I had so much stuff on Friday for work, and then the weekend with the boys up and everything else. It's just like, chaos. Can you try OBS Paint next? I can look to try OBS Paint on one of them. I have downloaded it before, but I do know I don't have the paid version, so it might be a little bit before I can get a paid version for a month or so to do it. But it is a possibility, which isn't a problem. Yeah, then I just, it's a technique I've learned where you get the eye effect in and you just duplicate it, whack it on an overlay layer before you do your highlights or some of the highlights, and you just drop the opacity a little bit, and it kind of just works really nicely and gives a little pop to the eyes. I am very pleased with it. That's got to go more towards the... I need to get a skin tone pack, a manga skin tone pack. That would be quite cool, because there's a method of doing things a certain way, and I can't actually do them on this currently. Because the certain method goes to, like, you have that, and then you're doing like a solid color here for the shadow. But then when you've got the solid color, you want to do a smudge tool. So I don't think that actually got a smudged. Oh, is that the smudge tool? Is that the? We do have one. It's massive though. Oh my god! I didn't realize we had a actual smudge tool. Oh my god, this is going to make everything amazing. So you can do that, and then you get a soft eraser, and what you literally do is you have the size a decent size. Oh, I can see that. The flow gets dropped, and you can just, yeah, I know the transparency look, but I don't care about that. You can just soft erase bits out. Although I think that flow is still a little bit too high. So you can soft erase bits out, and you can just get that gradient effect. I'm not sure about the colour though. I think the colour's wrong for what I want to do, which is why I duplicated the layer. Can I select the whole layer? I can select the whole layer contents, can't I? Yes! Oh, this makes it a bit easier now for the next layer. Sweet. That colour's the wrong colour. I need to pipette back to that colour. I need to figure out the right... More that colour, I think, for the darkest shadows. Where's the light going to come from? Terrafin from Skylanders. That's not a bad idea, actually. I do want to do more, not just characters. Yeah, I want to do some anime girls, but I do want to do some more monster stuff and toy with the different techniques and programs. If I can get the pen display working, I've got Coral Painter I can use and Kirita, as well as Clip Studio Paint and Sketchbook on desktop. Currently, I don't have IBS Paint on here, but I've got this one, Clip Studio and Procreate. So I've got a few I can do, and we can see how they turn out. Kingpin says, I think it looks really cool. Sketchbook is a tricky one to learn, in my opinion, but you're doing really good. Yeah, it helps I've actually done on desktop a couple of years back. I tried doing a Voltron piece, which took 3 days working on it with the pen display. I got to learn some of the techniques, and over the years, I've gotten really good at seeing something on someone's video and then being able to kind of like work on it myself. The problem just comes getting the right pressure, size of very pressure to do, size of right pressure can go down to. Okay, let's see what we can do. Because it's on an extra layer, we're not really worried about that, so it's just a case of I am definitely trying to figure out where all this lighting's supposed to go for the... It's also tricky because in Clip Studio you can use the tool to highlight certain areas and work on certain bits that you can't always do on... Oh, I missed 2 bits of the selection. It's quite nice that you can go back and do that bit though. That's a really nice feature. I'm going to play with the layer opacity as well, but I also need to yeah, there's so much of this that I feel I'm lacking ability on at the moment, but I also feel that hard light maybe, multiply, darken, multiply. I think hard light's quite a nice one with the opacity drop down just a little bit to give a hint of it in some areas. Then I'll continue working through some of these bits before I add the hard tonal bits. It's just trying to get the get these right. Oh, I didn't see it. Hang on, sorry, I'll jump back up. I jumped through the chat a little bit to try and catch up. Why are you here and what are you? Oh, I'm here because somebody said you're not in a good mood. So grab me tea and cupcake and I'm Angelic Demon. You're what? What have we got? IBS Paint is basically free. There are some features that require premium, but overall you just got to watch ads. And you're good to go for 18 hours. Yeah, it's timing it right to do the ads to then not have them when I do a stream. It may be worth me just buying the ad-free version, but if that's the case, I've got to wait until I've actually got funds to do that. But I am open to using IBS Paint if people want to see me do that. I'm happy to do comparisons as well between the programs. So this artwork I might just drop into the other ones and do them at the same time, which could be quite cool. For us to work on stuff, but yeah. But I'm also trying to get a... I don't know if there's a way to get the selection preference lowered a bit, but I'm not too super bothered about that. I do know this has got to be a hard actual pen effect for this stuff. So these are like the darkest shadows, and that's not the right colour, so we will change that shortly. This is going to be more of a manga style one than what I was hoping for, because I don't know how to do the effects with the pen tool properly, but we'll see what we come up with. It could be interesting. How do you stay motivated to continue a project you're working on? If you get bored of it, switch to another project and come back to it. The other thing is, if you've got a deadline, you've got to stay motivated whether you want to or not. If you've got a cut-off point and you're not going to, you won't go past a certain point, then yeah, you've just got to deal with it, unfortunately. It's a bit of a issue with that, but it's motivation comes from needing to get it done. So deadlines do help with that. I think we've got 17 likes. I don't know if we've got more, but if anybody hasn't liked, let's see if we can get to 20, because that'd be amazing. And I do like how this is actually looking on screen, the effect. I just have to sort out a little bit better for what I'm doing. I've also noticed that it does pick up my fingers to draw. Look, I'm finger painting. There's probably a setting in here to turn that off. I have not sorted it out on this whatsoever to do it properly. So yeah, patience is a thing you have when you're doing art and stuff. Tefin is a monster superior, which basically what Skylanders is. Yeah. Maybe do her. I think I didn't spell that correctly, but she is from Don't Toy With Me, Miss Nagatori, where she is also called Nagatori. Okay, I'll have a look at that. I know it's a Nagatori instead of Nagatoro, but yeah, I'll have a look at that. I've already dropped my character requests in your community post. Cool, awesome. I'll have a look at that a bit later on because I can't see them currently, but that will be quite cool. Right, what am I going to do for this layers options? I'm going to drop the opacity a bit. Maybe a multiply. Ah, that's what I wanted. Okay, I'm going to try something different here slightly. I can't do amazing. These are the harder shadow bits, so I'm going to have to do this in a certain way for things to work a certain way for me. So, oh my god, I need that pen tool larger. Some of this is going to be more like cartoony manga style. I don't know how well it's going to go, and some of it's going to be better. This could be another stream as well. I mean, I doubt I'll finish this today, but we've probably got about a little while left to go, but it also depends on how well this turns out or works. I could use that one thing on there, but I'm not going to use it on all of it. Wow, this actually isn't turning out too bad. I think I will go back to having the selection on there, but I'll figure out the preferences later. So that one, that one, that one, that one, that little bit, that little bit, that hand. I think it's just the legs after that. Okay, and then go back to here, and then it's just, sorry, wrong there. A bit larger. I'm trying something here. I don't know how well this is going to work, so I won't know until I actually finish first. The idea is once you've done this, you kind of get to the soft one. You just up the flow a little bit. Trying to add a bit more light back into it. Then I'd get the blur brush and just go around the edges. Make that brush a bit bigger. And bounce between the two effectively to just I might actually just be able to erase that one. That didn't look quite right. Maybe a bit of soft erase. Yeah, I think that's starting to look the piece. That's why I don't do paid stuff. And I already liked. Awesome, thanks Ark. And yeah, sometimes it is because the adverts you got to pay for it, but I guess depends on how often you're going to be using it, which works out for that. At least it didn't suggest Kaya's mum, but I bet it would be cool to see how you draw her with creative proportions, mainly because I think of her. Right, okay. Closest I get to this is open office drawer. It's better than MS Paint. Oh, another skip. You seem annoyed. That thing keeps bugging me every 10 minutes. Well, she's just as annoying as you are. Shut up! You can't say she's not annoying. I didn't. I said she's as annoying as you are. Right, so that's the shadowy bits on this bit, which is quite cool. And let's just blur and soft erase. I need a way to jump between the two tools in effect, but maybe a soft airbrush might also help. I think that'll get slightly less shadow anyway, shade. Cool. So that's the highlight. So we're doing that, shadows and that. So we want to go back to the tool here. start working on the next section that's going to have it. Again, it's just literally finding the right tools to do the lighter eraser bit to soften some of the shadow bits out, and then that blur tool that gives that almost your skin's got this kind of like almost natural rim lighting to it in between the shadows and the light parts that you can put some underneath on another layer and make it stand out a bit more, and it kind of gives this blurred effect for that, which is quite cool. There's about at least half an hour left, Arc, so you've got about half an hour easily. Depends how carried away I get with this. Yeah, I know Chaos is from Skylanders and that. It's just the way that you worded it, I wasn't going to say on stream. Probably nothing wrong with it, it's just the way that I just I wasn't going to repeat that last bit. Oh. You heard the album Romantic Untold? Sorry, you heard the album Romance Untold. Good stuff, I tell you. Wait, next, you're into K-pop? What? You never knew? No, you don't strike me as a K-pop fan. Oh yeah, I'll have a go reading the skits. I don't mind the little skits and having a go on it. Tegan says, the creature I'm drawing right now I'm kind of proud of because it actually has a personality in the drawing. Oh, that's awesome. You might be able to finish beforehand. I may end up going longer than the time span that I've planned to go. I need to create my own custom section with the brushes that we've got to say, yeah, I want this bit here. Put all the brushes next to each other. I'll figure it out if I can change that out a little bit at some point. Which would be quite cool. So I'm also trying to think where the light's hitting. So this is the hardest part because you get the light picks up the background color and stuff on the skin, which will pick it up more purpley and cool in areas that are cool with light. I haven't actually drawn a background in, which is probably a big mistake in this technique that I'm kind of trying. Which, yeah, it can kind of backfire a little bit. But hopefully she's starting to look the part. I may have to add some other shadowy lines in. Let's just kill these to have a look. I might have to do... I can actually adjust the whole tint of the shadows? Really? Wow. That's... I didn't realise I could do that. These have got quite a few cool layer tools that I can do. Color balance as well, so I can shift more. More of a purples and blues and take out the red a bit of the shadows to make it a bit more. Yeah, no, that could be quite cool as well. I'm just learning what we can do on this. This is going to be quite interesting. So. Cool, so I select that, have that, and just select all these again. I know it's a bit of a back and forth, but this is literally how the process works in real life. Of course it's real life, but in actual illustration, animation stuff and that, which is quite cool. Delicate Snake says, I've decided to have the Midna Dragon be asymmetrical since Her body looks a bit asymmetrical to you. That's quite cool. Actually, the most simplest Skylanders character would either be Dreamcatcher or Chompy. Maybe. I'm sure there's a simpler one than that, though. But yeah. Okay, so this is going to go pretty much pitch black down here. Nice thing about this is I fill in the solids and then I just fade them away as I'm going along, which works really, really well. It's all about the technique on these, so it's going to be a bit more solid there because it's kind of in the background a bit. It will pick up some light, I will sort that, but this is also hands going to have a bit. So on this, first we'll have the soft eraser, and I probably will drop its flow down a little bit, to about 20. Just to lightly fade a few bits out. I don't want all the bits, I just want a few bits faded out there because they're going to be softer, and in here there's going to be a few. A touch of faded areas, just imagining the hands and stuff coming faded, and then you're going to have the blur tool which just blurs the edges a little bit to make it a bit softer. I should have references for lighting in front of me, to be honest. I will probably add them at the next stage or the next stream. We're getting quite a nice, I mean, this is just shadows. We haven't even started with highlights, glow effects over the top and stuff, so it'll be quite interesting. But this is coming along quite nicely, this one. Oops, I haven't selected these from the... It's quite weird because I'm working in block shapes, as in, at the moment, block colours that could be erased and then shifted and then moved and then sorted, and then you have the near shadow effects, but you add a little bit of light in softly, and then obviously you want to blur some aspects to try and just keep that consistency. And I am terrible at doing the skin, but I think this looks alright so far. It's standing out from the page in the background, which I quite like. It's got that little like pop factor to it, which looks good. Whoever does Mr. Young Sonos for her live is quite an artist. The dragons are well. Do you also do dragon type thing too? Yeah, I've got some where I take characters and turn them into dragons, and some of them can turn out really well. Others not quite so well, but I've done Ben 10 aliens as dragons, Has Been Hotel, so I take popular series and chuck them in as dragons, which is quite cool. Whoops. So yeah, basically I keep turning it into like a demon mode where I accidentally turn it off, and then I do miss the Procreate selection bit where you can select a whole layer, or clip shears. You can just select the whole layer as an option, which is quite nice. Yeah, funny enough, this is an anime dragon girl type thing, so yeah. If you ever do Skylanders as kaiju, I would be shocked if you managed to turn giants into kaiju, because, well, they're giants. That's easy to do. You just make them more monstrous. You don't have to really turn them into kaiju as such. You're just making them more monstrous than what they are. So that's going to go more towards yellow, and that's going to go more up there. Soft airbrush, I believe. Opacity is down 20. Size, I don't know what the size is currently. Yeah, that's probably a good size. Soft glow layer. What about the glow layer? How bright is that? Let's delete that one. Let's clear that one. Now this is quite bright in comparison, but what I'm going to do is I'm still going to do the soft eraser and just try to take it back a bit in a few areas. Then maybe blend a couple bits of it in and see what happens. I want it to be subtle on the face, so if I turn the layer on and off, it has that subtle, that nice glow to it. I think that works rather well for this, which is quite nice. I also wonder where I'm missing some of my selection. That's better. What have I missed? Yep. Skylanders are giant, so for me it was easier to make Kaiju Wasp. Well, Bounce would probably just be a Kaiju fighting mech. Probably. Tell me when 5 minutes until you're gonna end the stream. I will go to my usual question and answers by the time it goes to the ending of the stream. So you still got a bit of time yet. Never skip by Tegan. So you did what? I left the cat demon with Loki. What if Loki makes them evil? He won't. Besides, she's just there to annoy him.
Well now, sounds like Loki's having a little bit of a taste of his own medicine. Still, I'm gonna slay the beastie.
Soft airbrush. Wrong there. Yeah, double tapping actually affects another layer, which is a bit weird. kind of think that's probably good enough for the skin for now in this style. I mean, I haven't actually done this style before, so I am making this up in this program because I've never used it to try and make more realistic. It's going to be quite interesting to see what it's going to come out as overall. Right, on that note, I'm going to take a quick break and we'll be right back. It's good to take a quick break every so often from the screen. Still going to be doing the stream for a little bit now, even though we've got 10 minutes before midnight. I probably will go a little bit over and try and build some more to this, but I will be back in just a minute, guys. Alright, we're back. Ark. There is, if you go on the Discord, there's character references of all of the narrators. Nexum's got the middle parting with kind of like his hand, like almost like hey type effect. So that would be that one. I also realised I haven't actually done a background, so I'm going to do a background in here now. I want the airbrush to be the hard airbrush. Because it's going to be like really. Yeah, I need a larger airbrush than what we've actually got. That's interesting. Oh no, I don't. I don't. I'm being an idiot. Right, so that's going to be the really like bright version of it. Yeah, that one's going to be mid-tone blue. And that one's going to be a darker sky blue. Maybe it needs to be dark and then go up to the light at the very top of the sky on there. Oh, they need to swap around, that's why. So that one needs to be the lighter colour. And that one needs to be... that didn't really work out how I wanted it to. That really did not work out how I wanted it to. That should have been more of a... that effect, I expect, but that's probably going to be... it's not exactly that colour, that's more of a... there we go. I haven't perfected doing backgrounds yet, so it's going to be quite interesting on this one. Ben says, imagine if the narrators got stuck in the Skylander world. The Monica would be the dark element, next one would be the tech element, Dynaclaw the earth element, Velocity and Aaronfold, I have zero idea. Yeah, it would be quite interesting that. Aaronfold would probably be whatever one the stealth elf is, to be honest. Velocity, I haven't got a clue on that. Well, no, she'd be the water element. She's got the water demon in her, so she would be a water element. Tegan's got a skit, so... and then there was this big explosion. Will you shut up? You're giving me a headache. Alright, but I'll finish the story later. You don't have to do that. Just get out of my sight. Progress on the Mini Dragon is going well so far. That's awesome. It's always nice when you get progress going how you want it to on stuff, which is really cool. So that's that background. How do we do the sky to curve round? Cloud brushes would be really good about now. Single colour, that, more of that grey colour. Oh, they look terrible. She stands out from the background a bit, that's fine. Do we dare think about the hair? Or do we? I think I'm at the point where I want to leave it right now and have a think about what I want to do. I mean, I'm really happy with how this is looking. This is looking really cool, and as I say, I'm really pleased with this. I think I want to just see where we go for other bits. So let's just stop that. Save it to the photo library so it's saved, and then continue. We'll restart that on the next one, but I think I'll do a Q&A quickly for a bit, and we'll finish off the character a bit later. I need to figure out how to do hair, especially in this software, and or in general how to get the hair kind of how I want it to be. I've got the glow effect at the bottom, which is quite nice, and it does look quite cool. Zoomed in line art could do a bit more work, but you know, it was from other programs just dropped in. But yeah, I think it's coming along quite nicely today. So what do you guys think? Are you liking how the character's turning out and what's happening? I am. We'll definitely try to finish this off in the next stream. I'll figure out some backgrounds as well. I need to watch a couple of YouTube videos for that one. Yeah, put it in Discord. I won't be able to drop it onto the stream. I haven't linked being able to do the things going back and forth quite easily like Kingpin does currently, but I will be looking to do something like that and get that set up. It's my setup's usually fine balanced. And thankfully, touch wood, we've had no issues today, so it's quite nice. But with this background, it kind of like makes the character pop stand out a bit, which is quite interesting. I need to figure out how to get the airbrush settings just right for what I want, and remember the settings, which would be quite interesting. What else have we got? Decided to make her unique and choose to get rid of the feet since you wanted her. That's definitely a unique feature. You think you'll mark it, and I'll mark its location as well. That'd be quite cool. Yeah, then it's turned out quite nice. I think the eyes popping, and just I've been very, because of the lights coming in and that, and the character design, I've been very cautious about, especially on the skin, where I'm putting the lights and shadows to try and get a bit more on that and have the softer gradients. And I think that's working. The legs definitely need more work. It's not quite right how they are. I might be able to fix that when I do the fabrics, but it's looking quite good. Ben, well, 3 days away. Wait, the 18th. Well, I know someone who's got the same birthday if it's the 18th. So, yeah. Happy early birthday for that. Ben, did you drop it in the Discord somewhere? I have got Discord open. I just need to actually get to it. I think you've just dropped it. Would Loki fight another cat demon? Yes, definitely can fight another cat demon. Working on it. Alright, let's have a look at working on it. Unfortunately, I can't share the screen, but I'll have a look at Ark's one and give a bit of feedback. Actually, that's quite cool, Ark. I like the pose you've got going there. Trying to figure out how I can get it on screen. I will sort out a form of showcasing that we can do. But no, it looks really good. It's got the nice like arms open pose. You've got the whole cape. Got the nice sort of like outfit attire as well, and the way it blends in for the design. I quite like it. And I also like the fact that you've used almost like a realistic rock texture dropped about. Or well, no, actually, I think you've painted them, haven't you? Or is it a combination of rocks and painted and that? But it's really got that whole psychic power atmosphere. Definitely really like that. That's not a problem, Mark. You can keep practicing to get better, but that's really good. It's just a case of, yeah, I finished at a point quicker than I thought I would do. I want to be at a stable point on this to get these kind of key elements done. So I've done the skin. Now I need to assess probably the hair and clothing for the next time, which is the whole point of this is to be a study, do, look at it, progress better. Should be quite cool. What have we got? Yeah, Rick Spicer. I will see you tomorrow in the vidIQ video, no doubt. You will be able to invite anyone to the stream someday, Dempsey. Yeah, what I'm planning to do is link a Discord channel and the call into the streams, but because it's so temperamental normally, I'm doing things bit by bit. So for this one, it was the software that we were using and seeing what we can do. My next step is to try and actually get a Discord call into it, so we could have maybe Kingpin on the stream, or Koi, or you know, maybe get some of you guys on the stream on one or two of them, and just have some chatting and some bantering or questions, like a live Q&A or something, which would be quite good. So that's the plan. I haven't got a set date for it yet. It's doing it step by step amongst other things that I've got to do. But yeah, I will be aiming to invite people to the streams going forwards, like what on Kingpins. So it's going to happen. It's just a case of getting it set up, which will be interesting. Wonder how temperamental it'll be. or wonder how slow it will make my the Mac go. So yeah, I think on that note then, unless we've got any other questions. Oh wait, you painted all of those rocks. That's awesome. Yeah, or Popcross after his event on stream. How do you mean, Ben? I'm a bit confused on that one. I don't think he's got any streams planned. The Kid official design will be happening on the next... I'll do it for the Kid story with mech armors. It probably won't be this month. It'll be happening in the future. It's definitely got one lined up. I've just got to get round to that video with the storyline. So that will be happening. Have him on Discord after this event. We'll have to see. It's going to be a case of scheduling. So we'll have to see what's happening. There's no guarantee we'll be able to get people on the stream, but I can ask questions, so I can ask the question. But first, I will need to actually get calls set up and calls working without any major issues, or there's no point. So it'll be a little bit off, but I'm open to getting a Kingpin, Nerd, maybe Knight, Popcross if we can, and a couple of you guys from the chat at some point into streams. You just have to see what happens on that one. And you've got a question. When is the future redraw for part 2? What you mean? When is part 2 of the current redraw, the beast one? When is the video dropping? It will be this week. I'm aiming probably for Wednesday, but it will definitely be dropping this week for the part 2 of the redraws. As I say, the artwork's done. Most of the script's done. I've just got to finish a bit off, record, and do all the editing. Just because things have been a bit manic lately. Right, well, I guess then that's the end of the stream, unless we've got any last minute questions before I put the ending screen up, because when that's up, the mic goes off. Will says make an appearance someday. Yes, that the Caesar Eldis is an official character. Or a narrator. I just haven't got to the point of the story to introduce them yet. I need to work out how that's going to work. However, they are a character designed and they will be a narrator on the stream. They are in the narrator database that I've been creating. It's just a case of I haven't quite figured out how I'm going to introduce them yet, let alone a voice for them. But once that's done, then that will be happening. And Ben, I will make a note of the narrators in Skylanders as a possible future video idea to go onto the list. Cool. I think we're done now then. So I'm going to say good night, guys. Hope you have a good morning, evening, or afternoon, depending where you are in the world. And we'll see you in the next video. It should be the redraw part 2. And then there'll be the live stream next week and a video dropping on Friday the 26th. Hey Marin, you've arrived just as I'm going. So back again, bye again. So it's hi, bye for this one. But we will catch up in the next stream. Cool. Right then, guys, I will catch you later. I was just checking the chat if there's anything major on question-wise and that, but nope. See you guys later. Bye.